What is up, guys? Blue Fox 22 coming at you with, well, something different. And no, not planet Earth. Recently I have done some Yu-Gi-Oh! Some Beyblade unboxings. And I felt that, it didn't come off if I was an avid collector or if I was a new collector. And compared to other people's collections, including, a lot of the YouTubers on on YouTube. JoJo, Zanky, BBG, Beyblade Geeks, but, my collection is tiny in comparison to theirs. So, but I did want to do a quick inventory video, a quick collection video, if you will, and show you guys what actually I do have. So we'll do that today. Why not? So I do have this little box in front of me. Forgive me. I do have my music on in the background, even though it's really quiet. So most likely my voice will drown it out, and I don't get a copyright strike. That's not fun. Anyway, now the way the iPad is, I'm not going to be able to get this completely in frame, because it's weird. So we'll start with this row, move over, next row, next row, next row. But anyway, see if I can get this to sit up right. There we go. Alright, first off, Twisted Jimios. Now, disclaimer, the top row, the first 4, and a couple of my Shogun Steels, their parts have either been modified because they're worn and they broke, or the parts are going to be a little different because a part broke and I don't have it anymore. Like, I forgot to put the performance stuff on this, and it just cracked. Because some of these, I got these, and when I first got them, me and my little cousin battled. But this used to be whole flat, I believe, and it just snapped off. So I made it, I found a ball bearing, and I made it a heavy metal ball. So, and if the colors are a little off, that's because, to keep me from constantly polishing the damn things, I painted them. So, I've had better paint jobs. Some of these are really, really bad. Some of these came out the way I wanted them to, so. Twisted Jimios, the base coat is like a grayish gunmetal, and then I took a paintbrush, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and some acrylic paint. I was copper paint, and painted that, just lightly brushed over it so it gives it this, coppery look. So that's that one. And I'm just going to set them off to the side. Make things a lot easier. I said the row, not the column. Or the column, not the row. Ldrago. I believe this is Ldrago Destroy. The Hasbro. Most of these are, all of these are Hasbro. None of these are Takara Tomy. I painted the actual Ldrago wheel with the dragon motif on them, the 3 dragon heads. I painted that completely gunmetal gray, and certain parts of it are black. And then for the metal wheel, for the dragon claws, I painted them white, and for the dragon's jaws, I painted those black. And like I said, due to wear and tear and use, certain parts are either modified so that I can still use them, for house rules, of course, and, or they're just completely just different because it's busted. But that's the one thing I do love about this one. I love this face bolt. Oh, it's so fuzzy. I'm gonna try and upgrade to get a better camera so we can have autofocus and lovely things like that. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna change the lighting. Alright, sorry about that. Natural light always works best. Alright, so we did Ldrago. Do a quick review because now we're using natural light. Yet again, I'm going to try and upgrade to a better camera. I'm using the iPad right now. And Twisted Genius. And forgive me, some of the older ones, I don't remember their parts. Because I know this is one of, not 105. It's the lowest track. 95? I think this was 95. But this was wing 95, I believe, and the wings, as you can see on the sides, the wings broke off. So I just shaved it down and excuse me, did my best to make it a 95 track. And this is Shogun Steel. This is Ninja Salamander. Ninja Salamander, sorry. Ninja Salamander SW145 SD. And for those of you who don't know, Shogun Steel were the Hasbro release of the Takara Tomy and Shonokan versions of the Japanese versions of these Beyblades. So we have the crystal wheels, the warrior wheel, not the warrior wheel, crystal wheel, metal wheel, track, and performance stick. And these ones have all the gimmicks for those particular ones. And my face bolt stickers beat to hell. But for the Ninja crystal wheel, I just did a little black and silver. The actual salamander wheel, the salamander wheel was just, it's ugly. It was blue, and I don't know, some of these metal wheels for Shogun Steel, the the metal really doesn't like paint. And depending on what you're using, I'll sand the metal wheels and then I'll put enamel on them. If I can't find the color I want for enamel paint, I'll cheat and use nail polish. Nail polish chips if you don't. A buddy of mine taught me how to bake on nail polish for depending on what you're using it for. And if you do it just right, I'll show you with Genbu. It won't chip off. It'll chip off, but it won't chip off as easy. This is Rock Zurafa. For the Zurafa energy wheel, I just painted the horn. I'm way down low, out of focus, and out of frame. The horns I painted black. I did miss a little bit there. And the, I guess, flame motif, if you will. I did that with silver. And he told me when I'm painting these, less is more. So And as you can tell, I went crazy with the metal wheel, with the rock wheel. There are screws in here because, like I said, over, the course of use with wear and tear, this performance track, it's great, but it's bad at the same time. Mine, for some reason, was really loose, and the rubber part would always pop off. And that was because, I'll show you real quick. See if it'll come off. Yeah, it'll come off. Not easy, but that was the reason. See, that side was not gonna come off right. That was the reason why I put the screws in, to keep this from popping off. Because, as you can see, I don't know if you can see too well because of the sun, but it's stressed and it weakened over a period of time. I think it's more stressed now because I put the screws in. But this would pop off, and it would get to the point where it put so much pressure on the performance tip that it would actually pop the performance tip off. And as you can see, the rubber sharp, it's just worn the hell out. Oh man! A buddy of mine told me, fill it in with hot glue, or find stick tack and stick it in there, and then just keep touching it until the stick tack's not sticky anymore. It'll do the same thing, or just fill it in with hot glue, and that'll solve my problem. And then I'll just have a rubber sharp. So yeah, that is zurafa. Now I have 2 of these, but forgive me if the parts aren't right. That is Behemoth. Some of these I got as gifts, so some of them I don't remember the names for, and I feel so bad. Let's see if I have my cheat cards. Nope. So that's that one. Right, next on. Ldrago again. This is the 4D Beyblade of Ldrago. I believe this one's Ldrago Destructor. I don't really like this face bolt for it. I like the other one from Ldrago Destroy because of, well, first of all, it's tattooed and it's clear, and I guess this face bolt complements the performance track and tip. Oh, the spin track and performance tip, but it's just me. It's an aesthetic thing. It's that one. And Samurai Frayed. Now my circle gear flat shattered. I guess I had cheap, it was bad plastic or bad mold, but mine just completely, it shattered. So I had to cut off what was left and just completely shave it down. And now this thing goes nuts. But for Samurai, E230, I don't like it, but it works. But Samurai Frayed did the horns and his face in black, and everything else for the background I did silver. And let me take this apart real quick, and I'll actually show you the crystal wheel on this one. Excuse me. This is one of the first crystal wheels that I actually painted a different color. And it's originally blue, as you can see here. And with the paint. Now it is that lovely gun gray, almost charcoal gray, and a nice bronze. But as you can see, because of battling with it, the blue's starting to peek through. But I don't care. It's cool. The Samurai Afraid E230 CGF, but now it is just a, I guess you would call it a gear flat, because it's not a true flat, but it's not a true gear circle gear flat. Next is, slide this down now. Whoop. Bumping the camera. Next, if you recognize the track, you'll know what's going on here. I believe this is Twisted Beefal, or Befall, whatever you like. Another performance tip, this was, what was this one? This was originally Ldrago Destroys, and I had a traditional stadium, it broke. So I took a decommissioned frying pan, cleaned it up, took the handle off, and it works awesome as a Beyblade stadium, and I will show you. My little cousin launched, and I told him, make sure you don't try to do a slide shoot into it, because it is metal, and the performance tip completely shattered. Well, I wouldn't say completely shattered, but it shattered enough to where I had to clean it up, and I realized I had this gaping hole in it. So I said, screw it, and I made a semi-quake tip, in a way, because it's completely off-center, and I did that on purpose. So he said, well, just call it a crescent moon tip. I'm like, what? And he's like, it looks like a crescent moon. Minus the ball bearing in there, it is a crescent moon, because it is off-center. So I was like, that's actually pretty cool. So I've been calling it a CM tip. The other thing, I believe this is 145 CG, circle guard circle, whatever it was. It's the performance track that goes with the Hell Wheel for Hell Kerbix. It's the one that locks in and turns it into, I believe, a stamina type or a defense type. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. I put that up against Samurai Afraid E230 to see how that fight would go, and Samurai Afraid's E230, the circle part of that, for the elevator part for that, completely shattered it. And even though this one's thicker plastic, I don't know if it's different plastic, it completely shattered it. I literally had shrapnel everywhere. I don't know if it was cracked or what, but it just shattered it. But that's Twisted Beefal, and I'm going to show you, these are mostly set back up into their, the way I got them in package. I'm going to show you my setups in another video. So we've went through, 3, 6, 7, we'll do 15, 10, we might do another these two, and then I'll I'll call this the first video. So we'll call this part 1. Bandit Golem, or Golem, whichever you prefer. Because I use this for Samurai Afraid. This crystal wheel. I don't use the Samurai crystal wheel. This one performs a little bit better with Samurai Afraid. But I like this, Bandit Golem. For Bandit Golem, I left, other than the sides, which would be quote-unquote the blades, I guess for an axe blade, I painted the axe blades copper color, and for Bandit, for Gorm, I just painted in the faceplate and painted his helmet silver, and then I just took a thin-tipped Sharpie, and I highlighted all of all the little cracks and crevices in his armor, make it look, quote-unquote, dirty. Because, he's, a being of the earth, and I love his, face bolt. That is just, that's wicked. You want to get slugged? I'll slug you. I will hit you. Anyway, sorry. What? Archer Drift. I just love the color of this metal wheel. It is freaking awesome. And I think I might do what I did for Gorm, Golem, whichever you prefer. I might just take a black fine tip Sharpie and just go in there and highlight all the lines. Might even invest in a Gundam marker. And the Archer wheel, since you can actually see it, yet again, the arms for the bow highlighted in that copper color again, and just some silver. Less is more. And the rest of it I left alone. I want the bow and Archer Griff to speak for itself. He is Archer Griff. So, but yeah, it's Archer Griff. Oh! Chaos! Chaos is ensuing! Did I do Orochi? I think I did. I don't think I did Orochi. I think Orochi's out. Get back to that. Okay, and the last one for this video, because this is going to be a nice, decent, chunky video. I got another behemoth. I didn't do this metal wheel this time around. Oops, sorry about that. I see you. I love that about this, about behemoth. I left it alone, and I did the metal wheel. Yet again, copper, silver. It complements better. The top part kind of messed up on me a little bit. The silver got in between in the holes of the chain, and I really was trying to not get it in there, but it happened. This side worked a little bit better, as you can see. Move my finger out the way so the light can shine through. Almost like light piping. But the silver agreed with me that day, and it actually just got on the chain and not inside the plastic. So with that, I'm going to call it a video. We still have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. We did about 8, I believe. 8 or 9. So with that, I will call it a video. I don't know if I use these codes or not. For Ninja Salamander or Samurai Freight. If I did, I apologize. These are the last of my code cards. I want to try and get rid of them. So, first up, even though it's not an unboxing video, first up we have Samurai Freight E230 CGF. It's an attack type. And here is the code. You get 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, gone. Alright, and number SS for Shogun Steel. Number 02A, Ninja Salamander. SW145 SD. Balance. Here's the code, guys. You will be up for as long as I can read the numbers of 55, 24, 51, 26, 49, 622, 22. That is 622. I'll read it again one more time. 55, 24, 51, 26, 49, 622. Gone. Alright. So minus that, there are 4 more codes. So that'll be the next video, and then maybe another. We'll figure out what that other is. As for the box, it's not done. It looks like crap and garbage, but I made that. I made it specifically to hold and store my Beyblades, even though some of them are a little bit too big, and I might make another one because foam board is dirt cheap. No, foam core, I should say. So I might make another one. I don't know. We'll see. But it's a 3x5. Holds 15 Beyblades of reasonable size. As you can see, we have these last 2 rows to go. So we'll go from there. Alright, guys. I will check you later.